The Dog Who Lost His Bark. This book took me on an emotional roller coaster. Sadness, anger, fear, disgust, happiness, and love. These feelings lingered with me for a long time after I finished reading the book. Sadly, the second chapter is full of animal cruelty. When I took the courage to reading the second chapter, I was sick to my stomach. On a positive note, I love the connection between the boy and the puppy and the healing power of music. This story is very touching. It has three important themes: relationships, separation, and loneliness. For me, this story is heartbreaking. Dog was one of the 8 mongrel puppies. The dog dealer was a loud man. He pretended to be nice when people came to see the puppies, probably because he could smell the money. Dog's mother taught her puppies as many things as possible about the outside world. Dog's mother explained the smells with licks, barks, and growls. Dog was very sad to see his sisters and brothers leave. Dog was also worried. However, his mother insisted that someday your boy or girl will come, a human who is right for you, and that human will take you to the wonderful outside. One day around Christmas, a couple chose Dog. Dog made a perfect Christmas present for a horrendous and spoiled boy. The boy called Dog names and poked his ribs. He lifted Dog by his tail. The boy was not happy with his Christmas present, so his father threw Dog in the laundry room. They used to give him hard or bad food, and often the water was dirty. One morning, Dog's poo went everywhere because he slipped on the floor paper. The couple got so angry that they took off the fitted carpet, rolled it into a tube, and put Dog inside it. In no time, Dog found himself in a dump site. Dog did not bark, because barking meant big trouble. He did not bark, and he did not eat for a long time. It was the beginning of the summer holidays. Patrick and his mother were on their way to Patrick's granddad's home. Patrick came from a musical family. Patrick was keen on seeing his granddad, although he was not looking forward to spending all the holidays there. Patrick was sad that his father was on tour in Australia and that he would not see him all summer. Out of the blue, Patrick's mother asked him if he'd like to have a dog to keep him in company. Patrick had been begging for a dog for ages, but he could never have a pet, for his father was allergic to everything. Patrick was confused, but he was on Moon 9 and accepted right away. Patrick's granddad took him to the local rescue shelter. Patrick studied each dog. Then, when he saw Dog, he felt that he was a potential soulmate. Zane, the shelter's attendant, told Patrick that Dog had been through the mill and that he's so traumatized that he had lost his bark. Dog has had a rough start to life and he cannot trust human beings any longer. This marks the beginning of a new life to Dog. Could Dog trust his new boy? Patrick gave Dog a new name, Oz. Patrick was very patient and followed Zane's suggestions. Unfortunately, Oz would only leave his crate when Patrick was sound asleep to gulp some food and do his business. After several days, Patrick did not manage to convincing Oz to leave his crate. One day Patrick's granddad played "Ode to Joy" with a whistle to Oz. To Patrick's surprise, Oz whined most of the notes back. As days passed by, music seemed to soothe sad Oz. Patrick played the violin for him, and Oz howled it back at him. Finally, Oz has quitted his crate and found himself a new bed, Patrick's violin case. By midsummer there was some progress, but Oz was not barking yet, and he was still afraid to go outside. Patrick's mother had a great idea. She knew that Patrick's source of sadness was his father's absence. So she thought that Oz might be missing his mother, just like Patrick was missing his father. Zane found Oz's mother, and they organized a dog family reunion. As soon as Oz smelled the scent of his mother, he started barking. Patrick was amazed. His dog could bark! This reunion did a lot of good to Oz. One day Patrick found himself rethinking about his father's absence and his mother's sadness. Patrick was insisting on knowing the truth. His mother told him that Granddad's house was their new home because his father found a new girlfriend in Sydney. Patrick could not believe his ears. Patrick made it a new point that his mission was to change this situation and make things go back the way they were. This meant that Oz had to go back to the shelter because his dad could not come back as long as Oz was part of the package. Patrick abandoned Oz. Patrick's mother took Oz back to the shelter, hoping that the puppy's absence would make her son come back to his senses. Unfortunately, Patrick was hoping for something which was no longer possible. His parents were splitting up, and he had to accept the new reality. After a week at the shelter, she picked him up. Although Patrick was still ignoring Oz, his mother knew somehow that Oz would help him get used to his new life. Oz was very patient. He stood by Patrick. That day, Patrick had a long chat with his mother. Patrick was heartbroken. His mother held him close and hugged him. Then Oz jumped on Patrick and licked his face. Patrick realized that sending Oz to the shelter was a big mistake. He knew that they would be together forever. The very last sentence of the last chapter calmed my fast-beating heart. My boy, thought Oz. Awesome Patrick will always be my boy. This is Joy. She became a mother earlier this year. Joy did an excellent job. She took good care of her puppies. My uncle is a great dog owner. Thanks for your attention. Please hit the like button. You are welcome to subscribe to this channel. Bye-bye!